Hey everyone, I'm Shafiq, a volunteer with Langara International Education Department. So now that you know that Lunar New Year is celebrated in various places around the world, let me introduce you to some people from Langara community who celebrate Lunar New Year with their families. I'm really looking forward to hearing about the different traditions. Let's stay tuned.
We usually celebrate the new year at grandparents' home and we'll have dinner together.
Coming from Vietnam, our family tradition to celebrate New Year or Tet holiday is a cozy family dinner on Lunar New Year's Eve, where we share what we did in the past year.
So what we usually doing in the New Year that we cook it's a really good time for everybody to gather together because a New Year we usually have around 7 to 14 days off, so it's really long a period of time. So everybody from a different provinces they working from a different part of Vietnam and they all come back together and gather together. So it's a really good time for us to just hang out with each other, cooking and cleaning the house. So that's why everybody households gonna be clean their house at that time. So we have a joke that it's gonna be a national cleaning day because everybody clean the house. And we usually wear the red in the Lunar New Year because we believe that if we the red will bring the luck for us. So that's why I wear the red sweater today.
One of the Lunar New Year traditions for my family is buying plants and flowers at the flower market. In my city, Canton, we have the Spring Festival flower markets 3 days before the Lunar New Year. For many Cantonese people, it is important to visit the flower markets because we believe that it will bring us good luck. And certain types of flowers and plants carry special meanings. For my family, every year we'll buy, for example, the tangerine trees. We believe that it will bring us prosperity and fortune, and also the peach tree, as it is believed to bring people good relationships.
So the traditions for Lunar New Year that my family celebrates it's a little bit different from when we lived in Korea. So when we lived in Korea, we had to, we went to our relatives' hometown. We went to a hometown, my wife's hometown, and we would get together with all the family and prepare a ton of food. But now basically the tradition for our family here in Canada is that we just prepare the basic food that we eat, which is, it's called dakguk. And we, prepare that food and then we eat that with the family. And then we also give some money to our daughter. So it's a little bit scaled down from what we did in Korea. In Korea, we would go to the hometown, we would meet all with the relatives. And these are, we would, sometimes my relatives or cousins would wear the traditional hanbok, Korean clothing, and then they would bow, and then we would give some money to the younger relatives. So it's a little bit different now, but we're not making a long pilgrimage or a long drive to the hometown, but it's still celebrated and it's still important to us.
There are different types of traditional food that we consume during the Lunar New Year. To give an example, I would say it is the rice cake. I remember my mom prepared rice cake for the whole family in the morning of the first day of the Lunar New Year, because the word rice cake in Chinese sounds like higher year in English. It is believed that after eating the rice cake on the first day of the Lunar New Year, people will get taller and higher in the upcoming year.
In Vietnam, in the Lunar New Year, we usually eat chun cake. It's a theme in the Vietnamese culture. It's combination of sticky rice, bean, and pork belly, and pepper and salt. So we boil them around 10 hours. So it's kind of food we need for the Lunar New Year. And before, long time before, our countries were really poor, and that's a really good food for us for New Year. So that's why we really looking for that food for the Tet holiday. And the second food we usually eat in the New Year is deep fried spring roll. It's a combination of shrimp, pork, mushroom, and a variety of vegetable. And we deep fry them in the oil, and it's really delicious.
In Taiwan, on New Year's Eve, fish is one of the most essential dishes on our dining table. And interestingly, you can't finish everything. You have to leave a bit for the new year, because that represents we'll have spare money for the saving in our new year. And rice cake is another feature food for our new year, and it can be salty or sweet. And brown sugar one is my favorite. We'll just deep fry it or just fry it in a pan, and it's really, really delicious. And we'll still eat some dumplings because it looks like money and it will bring you good luck as well.
One thing that can be missed during Lunar New Year is thịt kho hao vịt. Here we call caramelized pork and eggs in English. This is something passed along generation to generation.
Yeah, so the food that is eaten during the Lunar New Year, normally when the family gets together, there's a big amount of food that's prepared, a variety of food. It depends on the region that the Koreans are coming from. It could be more seafood, it could be more meat or vegetables, but generally the one main food that's eaten during Lunar New Year is called dakguk, and this is kind of like a rice cake soup. And that's the literal translation of it. And basically these rice cake are sliced. The rice is made into kind of a cake, but it's kind of a hard, and they slice the rice cake up, and these are made into a soup. And sometimes the Koreans will put the dumplings in that soup, or called mandu in Korean. And this is eaten every New Year, and it's kind of important because when Koreans eat this, they kind of think that this is more like you're eating your age. So when the New Year turns on Lunar New Year, you're eating the dakguk. So there's kind of a joke in Korean that if you say I eat a lot of dakguk, that means I'm going to gain one more year. So it's kind of important that Koreans prepare this every Lunar New Year, because that's basically, it's a new year and it's a new age for Koreans. So that's why it is prepared. It's very tasty, but normally, Koreans will eat it other times of the year, but normally that's the main food that's eaten on the Lunar New Year. And it's one that we eat in our house here in Canada as well. And, so we prepare that and we eat that knowing that we've gained one more year, and that's the importance of it.
The red pocket, so it is filled with money and it symbolizes good wishes and luck for the new year ahead.
So what I'm looking forward for the New Year, I think a lot of people will know about our traditional, that is red envelope. That's the older people will give for younger people, or the younger people will give for older people. When I was a little kid, this is a good way for me to make money because I don't go to work. So I'm really, really looking forward to the red envelope that I can make a lot of money. But after that, my parents usually tell me, give me the money, and after that I will save for you, and after that I will give you whenever you need it. But I never get it back, and all gone.
In Taiwan, we usually have 6 to 10 holiday breaks, depends on the lunar calendar. Well, when I was a kid, I looked forward to having fun with my cousins and sharing some time with my family. And as I grew up, I treasured the time gathering with my families, and most importantly, have a nice long break for the study or from work.
The thing that I look most forward to during the Lunar New Year is family time, definitely, because I get to see people that I don't see often, and I really cherish the time that we can stay together.
Yeah, so the thing that I look forward the most with Lunar New Year, and when I lived in Korea, was that I didn't really look forward to the drive because the traffic would be very busy and very hectic. But once I got to my wife's hometown, which is a small village on an island, it's the pace of life just slows down and you're able to spend time with your family, break from your hectic life. And it's just a good chance to spend time, take stock of the year that just finished and a new beginning of a new year. Of course, getting together with the relatives, seeing the youngsters and the young relatives, and having them go through the rituals and bowing and seeing their traditional Korean clothing is always nice. And we would give the New Year's money. We call the sebaedon. So give that money to the young children or young relatives, and they would always be very appreciative of that. So it's just a good way to, just reconnect and with your relatives and take stock of the year that just finished and the new beginning of the new year. So that's what I look forward to the most. And of course, eating good food and spending time with family.
Wow, thanks to all our interviews. It was so interesting to hear about how this festival is celebrated. I've learned something new and hope you have learned something new too about Lunar New Year. If you're still interested to know more, stay tuned for our next presentation about Zodiac. What's your sign? Let's find out.